Krásny dobrý deň, tu je Roman zo SummerCamp a formou týchto videí sa snažíme trošku propagovať letné kempy. Tie letné kempy, ktoré organizujeme, sú v Anglicku, sú na super stredných školách, ktoré sa volajú boarding schools a majú fantastický program, či už výuku angličtiny spojenú s konkrétnym športom. A zavolal som si dnes môjho partnera alebo kolegyňu, pani Lucy Beans. Lucy, hello.
Hello, hi. Hello, Roman.
A Lucy je priamo z kempu, ktorý sa volá Exsportise a bol by som rád, keby sme sa spolu dozvedeli niečo viac. Lucy, we will conduct this interview in English, obviously.
Great, thank you.
We are talking about summer camps in Britain, and we have parents and we have kids, and those kids, they would like to obviously learn or improve their English and improve their sport skills. And you are from the camp, which is called Exportise. And the reason why I called you is to share information so we can make sure the parents and the kids, they know what they're buying and what to expect. So thank you for doing this.
No, it's a pleasure.
And Lucy, my first question, let's start very easy. I know that you do this, or Exportise is doing the camps for 30 years, which is amazing time for a company to be on the market. If we can start with a brief history of Exportise.
Yes, sure. That's absolutely right. I mean, Exportise was founded in 1988, so over 30 years ago. And it was founded by two professional sportsmen. They were field hockey players. One man called Stephen Batchelor, who was a Great Britain hockey player, played at the Olympics. In fact, he won a gold medal at the Olympics. And a Dutch guy called Bram van Asselt, who's still the chief executive. And he was a international coach and player himself. And they wanted to start the company to offer high quality sports coaching for children. So it was mainly in hockey and tennis to start with, and then it grew into many other sports. But it was really about offering, you know, the best quality sports coaching you could, very professional sports coaching, and at the same time making it really fun and enjoyable for the children.
And as I believe, they understood that because you are located in Britain, they could add value in form of added English lectures.
Exactly.
And this is how you transfer it from only being a sports camp into multidisciplinary camp, if I can call it like that.
Yes, well, exactly. Bram van Asselt, who is, as I said, one of the founders, he's from Holland, so he's a Dutchman. And when he came to England, he didn't really have any English, but he was a very good hockey player. And he basically learnt his English on the hockey field, playing and training. And because he was such a good hockey player, it was a very natural and easy way for him to learn English, and you know, very good for his confidence. So he knew as soon as you mixed English with a sport or music or dance that a child is loving and is passionate about, it becomes a much easier way to help children learn and develop their English. So that's why we then brought English into the camp, and we just find it works really, really well. The children are having a fantastic time, and they're also improving their English by having English lessons, but also doing their English as well when they're having their sport or their music or their dance.
And if I think about it, basically they are improving their language skills and even not knowing about it, because they do something what they like. If it is football, if it is field hockey, dance, horse riding, right?
Exactly. And they very quickly kind of forget that I don't maybe know English, because they're so wrapped up in the sport and the competition and lots of other children. We have over 65 different nationalities each summer, so they're all there to practice their English, and it's amazing to see how more confident they are when they're doing it in sport.
Lucy, you have opened it that you have more than 65 nationalities, and because this is the first season we are doing it in Czech Republic and Slovakia, did you ever have any kids from this region, or what is the regions usually you have kids?
Yeah, we have had some, but I guess our main countries that we have are from Germany, France, Spain, Italy, Holland, mostly Europe, but also we get children from China and from Japan and South America, Brazil, Argentina, etc. So, you know, really all over the world. But Europe would be the majority.
Yeah, we will make sure we will send you some bright kids from Slovakia and Czech Republic too.
Yes, please. Yes.
Lucy, what's the average kids staying there? You are doing it in turnuses of 7 days. So are kids coming only for 7 days, or they stay longer?
The majority probably come for 14 days, for 2 weeks or more. So they arrive on a Sunday and depart on a Saturday. And then the middle weekend, they'll do excursions. So on the Saturday, they will go to a theme park, or if they're doing the football course, they'll go to the Arsenal Stadium and do a behind the scenes tour of the Arsenal Stadium, which is a fantastic trip. I did it this year actually, and it's really excellent tour. You see the changing rooms of the first team players, the manager's office and area. It's a very special trip. So they do that. And then on the Sunday, they'll do a city visit. So if you come for 1 week, you won't do excursions. You'll arrive on a Sunday, have your coaching in English Monday through to Friday, and then you'll depart on the Saturday. If you've come for 2 weeks or more, you'll do excursions on the middle Saturday and the middle Sunday. So we find most students come for 2 weeks. Some will come for more even. But we do have students coming for 1 week, and that's fine. Particularly maybe students who haven't necessarily, been away from home before. They like to start with maybe a 1 week course, possibly.
I think so reasonable are 2 weeks, because we've been on holidays, and 7 days it's a little bit less. You come somewhere into destination you've never been. So first 2-3 days you are just looking around where you are. Then you get used of atmosphere there, and you are good to go. So I think so 14 days is reasonable even for younger kids, like 11, 12.
Absolutely. Yeah, definitely.
Okay. We have long tradition of summer camps as anywhere in Europe, but parents in Slovakia, in Czech Republic, they not got used of sending kids abroad. And I have many conversations with parents, and they ask me if someone from us will accompany kids into flight, through flight to London. I don't think so. It works like this, right? Parents usually send their kids, they bring them to the airport, and on the other side in London, Exsportise members will pick them up.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, we have accompanied transfers to each airport. So we will have staff waiting at the airport. And as soon as they come through passport control and they've got their luggage, then we are there to meet them. And then we will transport them in a coach to the centre that they're going to. And yeah, we have a very high student to staff ratio, because we know it's a really big deal to send your child overseas and to a camp, and you don't know the people, and the child may not have travelled overseas before. So, we have a huge amount of importance on that. So we're very strong on the pastoral side and looking after the children and making sure that they're happy and they're having a great time and getting the most out of the camp. So, we'll have a house parent in each house, and lots of different staff, medical officers, etc., all on site.
And this ratio of staff to kids, I believe, is 1:8 in your case.
The overall staff to student ratio is 1:4 actually on site, because almost all the staff live on site, whether it's the English teachers, the coaches, and we have all the admin staff, the course assistants, the head coaches, the house parents, welfare officers, medical officers. So, it's really important because it is a big deal to send your child overseas. And, I'm a parent myself. I know, you need to know that there's a good number of staff and really professional, good staff looking after your children. And we really do.
I would like to repeat it. You have one teacher per every 4 kids in average, which is actually extraordinary.
Yeah, it's one of the highest ratios of any camp. Yeah. And it's really important. Yeah.
I was saying that we have history of sending kids here, and they do just some activities. Now it's those days, last maybe 5 years, it's changing also in Slovakia. You have football camps, you have some art camps, you have maybe programming camps. But what is the difference to send kids abroad? What else you can offer them than they will receive in Slovakia? What could be, if we speak about facilities, if we speak about quality of your lectures, if we speak about English lessons, if we speak about certified sports, done by Arsenal, for example.
Yeah.
What do you parents should think about it? Why to not send kids here, pay maybe a little bit extra, and send them over to United Kingdom?
Well, I think, gosh, there's so many reasons, but I mean, firstly, you're coming to England and you're experiencing life in a English private boarding school. So you're immediately immersed into kind of English culture and history. You're mixing with many, many other nationalities from around the world, which is, you make brilliant friends when you're living with people for 1 or 2 weeks. So that's a fantastic part of it as well. And then you're generally on the camp with children who have similar passions to you, whether it's tennis or football or golf or music or whichever it is. You're with other children that love doing that. So they automatically always seem to get on really well because they're there very much for the same reasons, because they want to improve their sport, improve their music or whatever it may be, and also improve their English. From the sport point of view, our coaches are very professional sports people. They've either coached or some of both have either played to a high level themselves and coached to a high level themselves. For example, our head of hockey has taken teams to the Olympics, World Championships. So all of our coaches are very professional and very good. And then it's similar with English. We take on very best English teachers who are very much used to working with children and come back year after year. And I think it's the whole immersion of lots of different nationalities all together, all living together, doing something that they love and learning their English, and they just have a fantastic time. And it's something that they will remember for probably the rest of their life as a really important and lovely part of their childhood.
You have mentioned something like private boarding schools. Maybe some parents, they don't understand what it is in case of quality or the facilities. If you could elaborate on this a bit.
Sure. So yeah, in England we have some private boarding schools which are very expensive to attend if you're a child attending it in the normal term time. But as a consequence, they have amazing facilities, fantastic buildings, fantastic accommodation, wonderful grounds, beautiful settings, and just very high quality and impressive places to stay. Plus, a lot of history associated with them, and a lot of culture, and they're very special places. And we're very lucky to be we use 4 well-known English private boarding schools. So it's a great experience for children coming from overseas to visit.
And what I know, the history of some of those schools goes back to 18th century.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, they're full of history, and they're amazing places. And I mean, the accommodation's brilliant. The food's excellent as well. They do a very varied selection of different foods that cater for different diets. And the rooms are great. They share rooms, mainly 2 to a room or 3 to a room. The younger students go in larger dormitories with more children, maybe up to 6 children. So yeah, no, they're really fantastic, and I'm sure you've got the photos and
we have videos. And I will put it underneath this video so parents can see the facilities. It is not just some schools, it's really beautiful private boarding schools, which are very expensive through the school year. And for the summer, you just rent the facilities.
Exactly, yeah, we rent the facilities, for the summer.
Lucy, we coming to the end of, I have 2-3 more questions. Because you're working there for some years, so it's basic ABC to you. How looks typical day in the life of a camp?
Okay, so the students will get up at about 7:30.
Okay.
And then they will have breakfast. I mean, it's a very busy day. They get very busy because we want them to get the most out of their experience with us in England. So get up about 7:30, breakfast at 8 o'clock, and then we have a short morning meeting at 9 o'clock, and then they will go off to their sessions in the morning. So that will be their 3-hour session. So they'll either be doing English in the morning, or they'll be doing their chosen, what we call specialist academy. So that will be football or tennis or music or whichever they've chosen. So it'll depend which group they've been put in as to whether they do the morning session of English or the afternoon session of English. So if they're doing football in the morning, for example, they'll do English in the afternoon and vice versa. And then after that first 3-hour session, they'll then have lunch at about 1 o'clock, and then a little bit of relaxing time. And then in the afternoon, it starts again. We'll have another short meeting, and then they'll go to their afternoon session, another 3-hour session of their sport or their English. And then 6 o'clock, they have supper, dinner, which will be obviously on site at the school. All the food is on site at the school, obviously. And then they have a little bit of free time again, and then at 7:30 in the evening, we start our evening entertainment program. And we have a wide range of different evening entertainment that we do. It might be karaoke night, it might be a disco, it might be an Olympic themed games night. We do lots of different things. We also do something called a True Me program, which is all about learning and helping yourself to develop and have the skills in the 21st century, working with other children of different ages, working on team projects. So that's also something we do in the evening. And then the bedtime obviously varies depending on their age, but from 8:30, 9 o'clock, they start going to bed till the later ones go to bed at about 10:30. And that's it. Then they hopefully have a good night's sleep, and they start again the next day. Exactly.
I believe you keep them busy, so they are not sitting somewhere in their room and waiting for something.
No, absolutely not. No, definitely not.
Okay, Lucy, my last question, and it was fantastic to have you here. We will organize together a live session for parents so they can ask also their questions. What would be your message to parents who never send kids abroad? They might be, how to put it, frightened or unsure. It's a big thing, right? To just leave your kid at the airport and say, bye-bye, I see you in 2 weeks. So
Sure.
what would be your message?
I would say, well, we've been running camps for over 30 years, so we're really experienced in looking after children, and we do really understand from the parents' point of view and from the child's point of view that it's a big deal. And obviously when they arrive, they may be a bit nervous to start with, but very quickly they're introduced to other children, they're starting to do activities, and they start having a fantastic time and getting into the camp life. And occasionally there might be someone who's a little bit homesick, but we have all the staff there. They can go to the medical center, they can chat to people. We keep a very, very close eye on them and make sure that they're having a great time. And also parents can ring us at any point during the camp. They can contact us 24 hours a day. We have a mobile phone that's always switched on. They can contact anyone. They can speak to the house parents. They can speak to the camp director, the sports coaches. So we're very, very accessible. We keep the communication going, very strongly between like yourself and the parents. We will ensure that the children, have a fantastic time. And if there's any problems, we will immediately, have a chat and conversation and sort anything out. But generally, they get on camp and they just fly and they just have a fantastic time.
All right. I'm a parent of 2 girls, a little bit still small for the camp, 8 and 7, but definitely in 2-3 years' time, they are there, Lucy.
Yes, correct.
All right. I'm sold totally. You're offering good quality of summer activities with the transfer included in price. So the parents don't have to pay extra £200 to bring the kids from the airport in England to the camp.
No, correct.
And your price is set actually quite affordable in comparison to other camps. So I believe Exsportise is a good choice if you consider in sending your kids abroad for beautiful summer. Lucy, thank you very much. My today's guest was Lucy Beans from Exsportise, one of our key partners regarding summer camps in Britain. Thank you, Lucy.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Roman.